A neo-Nazi group in Jacksonville, Florida, is distributing flyers to the population, and they're, first of all, whining about being designated a hate group. I find that hilarious. Dude, you're fucking neo-Nazis. Even if you believe in it 100% or whatever, you have to admit, like, yeah, this is fringe. This is a tad extreme. So they're whining about that, but then second of all, they're also just really confused. I found the article on this hilarious from Raw Story. So here's what they say. First, they say everything you'd expect. They say they want to outlaw all non-white immigration to America. I guess that's standard among neo-Nazis. They want to ban homosexuality. Again, I didn't expect them to fly that LGBT flag. And they want to ban race mixing. Now, they don't go into detail, so maybe that they're just saying, hey, ban interracial marriage, or maybe they're saying, I don't want interracial relationships, I don't want people from different races talking to each other, I want to bring back segregation. They didn't go into detail about it, but I'd imagine that they're probably as hardline as you can get, and they're just, keep them blacks over there, keep them Hispanics over there, and we're going to be over here, the white people, we should be in control. So that's more or less what they're advocating for here. But then they say this, quote, suggesting the National Socialist Movement is an organization of hate that presents a threat to any ethnic group is insane. We are at the center of right and left-wing ideologies. The center? What center are you talking about? And then they go on to advocate for tax cuts, but then they follow it up with calling for, quote, abolishment of the capitalistic consumer society. So you want tax cuts, but you want to get rid of capitalism. WTF, son. Now let's understand, when they say we're part of the National Socialist Movement, understand, that doesn't mean they're actually socialists. Of course they're not socialists. They're the furthest thing from socialists, just like the Nazis called themselves National Socialist. What they were is fascists. Totally different. It's a far right-wing ideology. They just use the term socialist, to try to make it seem like, whoa, we care about the people, but only if they're exactly like us. And we're not authoritarian, even though that's exactly what we are. So they call themselves that, but they're not actually socialists. So let's clear that up. But again, look at how confused they are. We're in the center. We're the moderates. That's what we are. No, oftentimes we talk on this show about how we are the real moderates. Now, I say that because I'm right smack dab in the middle of American mainstream opinion on most issues. Raising the minimum wage, I'm with the American people. Doing background checks for purchasing guns, I'm with the American people. Ending the wars, I'm with the American people. The list goes on and on. Tax the rich a little more, I'm with the American people. So we actually have a standard by which we say, hey, we're moderate, hey, we're centrists, hey, we're independent-minded. These guys are like, we're centrists, we're in the middle, even though I just advocated for banning homosexuality, bringing back segregation, outlawing all non-white immigrants to America. It's centrist. But it's not centrist. What the fuck are you talking about? And it struck me, man. It hit me. Because this was all written in the flyer. And then I realized, like, oh, right. This is like a group of fucking teenagers or 20-year-olds or whatever the fuck it is. They don't know anything. They probably had like two separate guys work on the flyer that they were going to print out and then distribute, and they're just all talking out of their ass. Like one guy's like, yeah, we believe, or fuck everybody who's not white, fuck the gays, bring back segregation, yeah. And the other guy's like, all right, we got to try to put a positive spin on this, so let's just say we're centrist. Let's say we're against capitalism while we say, the other guy says we want tax cuts. So in other words, what does this show you? It shows you how pathetic and small and fringe and extreme and ridiculous the ultra right-wing movements in America have become. And I would do nothing but laugh about this if it wasn't for the fact that, unfortunately, these are the idiots who actually do more terrorism in America than anybody else. 56% is ultra-conservative terrorism. Now, usually it's actually more sovereign citizens and more that variety than it is neo-Nazi, and it's actually more KKK than neo-Nazi. But, either way, what we're dealing with here is a group of fucking idiots who can't even get a central message right. They can't even get on the same page for a literal single page when they give out flyers to try to recruit people.